Welcome back to another OK VetWorks training on Franchise One-on-One. This time we're going to talk about how to find a good franchise broker. You notice I said good in there because there are so many that go both directions on that. So how do you find a good franchise broker, guys?
Research, and more research. Family and friends, people you know, make sure you get on the Google or get on the Bing, which is now of curiosity for people. Bing's making a comeback.
I've liked Bing for years.
Have you really? It's
Crosby?
making a comeback apparently.
Bing Crosby, is that what we're talking about?
No,
Oh,
Bing,
different
Bing,
Bing.
the Microsoft search engine.
Never mind.
So the big thing is start by doing your due diligence,
Yeah.
research, and then interview people that have used them in the past.
Yeah, and I think and this is going to be a tough one to find, but it's out there. Okay, I got to do some digging because franchise brokering, franchise consulting is not it's still a very relatively young industry. And so you've got to really dig, but you can find those things out there. I would tell you, look for markings like, are they members of the International Franchise Association? Are they certified? Do they have any credentials? Ask them how many deals they've helped close. Those types of things, right? It's still going to come down to doing business with somebody you know, like, and trust. That's how business works. Do that research, do that due diligence. I would say one thing that can help you with that also is the network. Reach out to other franchisees, ask for recommendations. When you're talking to, and the simple way to do that is go in to find out who the owner of the local coffee franchise is and say, did you work with a broker? And if they say yes, say, well, what was your experience with them? What was really good? Well, could I get their name? I'm thinking about buying a franchise. Sure. So there's ways to go find them, okay? But take your time and really do that research.
But that's some of the questions we talked about before too. Are they going to be there for support afterwards?
Correct.
I think that's one of the big things.
It is
that follow-up support that goes along with that.
Well, and again, once you buy a franchise, the role of the franchise broker officially or consultant is over, okay? Officially, because now the relationship is between you and the franchisor, right? But a good franchise consultant is not going anywhere. They're going to still answer that phone. They're going to be there to help you and support you. You're not going to get everything you need as a franchise owner from the franchisor. I've never met one that does everything with excellence. Have you?
Not in any business setting.
Not in any, but forget about, whether it's franchise or not. So there's still going to be things you're going to need support and help with. And I think good franchise consultants and brokers, that's where they're there. They never leave you. They always answer the phone when you call to take care of you.
And that ties into what I think makes a good franchise broker, their ability to communicate and their timeliness of communication. If you're waiting 10 days for an email response on a question, they're not your person, right? They need to be clear in their communication. They need to tell you what they know, what they don't know, and they need to help you find the answers when they don't know something. Because nobody knows everything.
No,
that's fair. But they have to be willing to go, I do not know, but we will find out. And I'm going to walk you through that to the expert that knows how to solve that problem or find the answer to that
100%, 100%. I think the other thing is communication skills, right? A good consultant, a good broker, when walking you through this process is going to be very, they're going to over communicate with you, right? To the point where you're going to be like, okay, I get that. You've said that now 20 times. Yeah, well, I'm probably going to say it 20 more times, right? But you want somebody that's really going to communicate, that is willing to have conversations with your other advisors, whether that be tax advisors, legal advisors, other business advisors, insurance agents that have questions through the process, whoever you may be dealing with, right? You need to make sure that they over communicate with you to make sure you have every bit of information you need to make a good decision for you and your family.
That's fact, Jack.
I don't think you really have too much communication.
I don't think you can. I think there's a difference between good communication and BS.
Yes.
Right? I mean, what you don't want is somebody that just talks and talks and talks and talks and talks and never says anything, right? You want somebody that's there to really help you understand the process, the flow, to help you do the due diligence, to navigate those rapids that you're going to come into as you're doing something like this, and they can kind of help calm the ship and keep you going in the right direction.
Definitely.
And then the last thing I would talk about is reputation. Reputation is earned. There's a difference between somebody not liking somebody and somebody having a bad reputation. If you go, I told somebody this yesterday, if you want to know who somebody really is and they happen to live in a small town, just walk up and down Main Street and ask people. You'll know real quick because there's no hiding in a small town, right? And I think that's true in business. In today's world, there's so many ways to verify the kind of business people run and who they are. Make sure they have a good reputation. They're doing the right things. Check with your Better Business Bureau, your usual suspects, to make sure that these people are delivering on the things that they say they're going to deliver on.
Yeah, that's really important, because we don't want to get stuck in a bad situation with your business and spend a lot of money and then it not work out, because that's just heartbreaking for us when it happens. And it does happen on occasion with the wrong brokers. So make sure you do your research. You use the Google, you use the Bing, start there, and then get face-to-face, toe-to-toe with people, start asking them how their experience was, how their franchise is doing, things they wish they had done differently. Do that research before you start, and you'll pick the right broker, and you'll find a great franchise for you and your family.
I went and had lunch. It's been, Dave remembers this, I'm sure, several months ago, with a franchise owner of a Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
You remember that? And I just wanted to learn more about, because Chick-fil-A, first of all, there are franchises out there that do not work with brokers. Okay. It's because they don't have to. Chick-fil-A doesn't have to work with brokers because they have a line a mile long of people wanting to buy a Chick-fil-A franchise, right? You have a better chance statistically, this was a real study, of being accepted into Harvard than you do being awarded a Chick-fil-A franchise. It is very difficult to be awarded a Chick-fil-A franchise.
So I have a chance.
I mean, there's a chance.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a chance. There's a chance. So, but I wanted to learn from them, just find out, tell me about the business. Tell me about how does it work? Tell me, and they were so generous and shared all this stuff. And what I walked away from is I realized what they really have is a very good paying job to manage a store while they are managing the store. They can't resell it. So when you leave, you leave. But again, that franchise can have a lot of real control, the franchisor, because of the success and popularity of the franchise. Okay. They're in complete control, right? So you're not going to have a lot of say. You either want to do this or you do not want to do this.
Well, and you have to understand that different franchises have different control of the business, right? So you need to find what fits you. Some people like that control and they're comfortable there. That's what they want. It makes it easy for them. Other people want to have less control and have more ability to make adjustments along the way. Just realize, there's a difference between starting your own business and buying a franchise.
Yep.
And there's benefits in the franchise business. There's also benefits, depending on your personality, in just starting your own business.
I think
and nobody should try to push you
either way.
That needs
Absolutely.
to be a self-discovery, a team discovery process.
100%.
I think there's two more things to talk about on finding a good broker, and that's the professionalism of that broker.
Yep.
And do they have relationship with the franchisors already?
Yeah, that's a big deal. I mean, Dave and I, we could have 500 more contracts with franchisors if we wanted them. The truth is we don't want any more.
You would have no chance of relationship.
Well, there's right. And truthfully, we have more than we need. I mean, at the end of the day, but we wanted to have a good product mix, portfolio mix for the people that do come to our firm that are needing help finding that next thing for them. But you're right. Professionalism is so important. But if you ever find yourself thinking these people are more concerned about getting you closed than they are about making sure you end up in the right space, you need to get away from that person.
That's fact.
I mean, and it's very easy to see.
Sure.
It's very easy to see. Now you don't have to, it doesn't take a year to decide to buy a franchise. It doesn't. There's some franchises out there that take 30 days. Some take a year. Some take 6 months. Some take 2 months. It just depends on the franchise itself. But go at the right pace for yourself. Nobody else. Doesn't matter what somebody else wants to do. You go at the right pace for you.
It's your money. It's your time. It's
your life.
Effort. It's your life.
That's right.
Take the time to do the due diligence and make a good decision. There are good franchise brokers out there.
Well, and listen, franchise brokers are very handsomely rewarded. Okay. I mean, so don't ever apologize for spending a lot of time with them.
Yep.
Because they are very handsomely rewarded from the franchisors. A good rule of thumb is whatever you're paying as a franchise fee, usually the broker's making right around 50% of that fee. So if you pay $100,000 franchise fee, chances are $50,000 of that money is going to that consultant. Okay. So
No
you've
wonder
got-
they're in such a hurry to get you close.
yeah, that's right. So that's right. So, but we've always taken of course, our practice. I mean, this isn't all we do. We do a lot of different things for business owners and helping people get into business and be successful in business. But you got to go the right pace, do the right thing. Because I don't want to sell you one franchise, Darren. I want to sell you 10 franchises. And then when your kids grow up and they decide they want to be, I want our firm to help them find a franchise. So there's either a short play or a long play, right? And we're long play. We want to build client relationships. We're not looking for just a product sell. We teach people all the time that are in sales. You put people in one of three categories: product sale, planning trail, or garbage pail. But they're going to go in one of the three, right? That's true in anything in business, right? You got to keep the process moving. When it comes to our franchise relationships and really all our relationships, we're looking for planning trail. We want those long-term clients that know, like, and trust us for years and years and years to come.
That's fact.
Definitely. Anything else, guys?
No, it's good. I'm looking forward to the next segment. I think we're going to actually give you some questions you can ask when interviewing a potential broker or consultant.
Right. We're going to look at about 20 questions or so about how to really get involved with that broker and make sure you're asking the right questions. Some of those pertinent questions that come up, and they should come up when you're looking at purchasing or getting involved in franchising.
Yeah.
So we will see you next time. See you.